Hello everyone, welcome to Aptitude Made Easy channel. Today the topic we are going to look is number system. It is very important topic in quantitative aptitude section of competitive exams. We can easily expect a minimum of 1 to 2 questions from this topic. So coming to the topic, number system is all about learning of numbers. If you take any number, that number belongs to a complex number. Complex number again divided into real numbers and imaginary numbers. Numbers which can be shown on the number line are called real numbers, and numbers which cannot be shown on the number line are called imaginary numbers. For competitive exams, we consider only about real numbers. Without wasting much time, let's get into the topic. Real numbers again classified into rational numbers, irrational numbers. Rational numbers are the numbers which can be shown in P by Q form, where Q not equal to 0. It includes integers, all type of fractions, excluding non-terminating and non-repeating fractions. Non-terminating and non-repeating fractions belongs to irrational numbers. We will now see what are integers, fractions, and non-terminating and non-repeating fractions. These all numbers are called as integers. They are again divided into positive integers, negative integers, 0, non-positive integers, non-negative integers. Positive integers are 1, 2, 3 and so on. Negative integers are -1, -2, -3 and so on. 0 neither has negative sign nor positive sign. Non-positive integers include 0, -1, -2, -3 and so on. Non-negative integers includes 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Here positive and negative integers doesn't include 0, whereas non-positive and non-negative integers includes 0. We will solve one question related to this topic. Number of integral solutions possible if x plus y is equal to 3, where x comma y are integers. Here x comma y are integers. If we take x as 0, y becomes 3, x1, y2, x2, y1, x3, y0, x4, y minus 1, x5, y minus 2 and so on it continues. Therefore, number of integral solutions are infinite. If in the question it is stated that where x and y are non-positive integers, x plus y is equal to 3, non-positive integers include 0, -1, -2 and so on. If we take x as 0, there is no possible value for y. That means number of integral solutions are 0. If in the question it is stated that x and y are non-negative integers, if we take it includes 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. If we take x as 0, y becomes 3. If we take x1, y2, x2, y1, x3, y0. That means 4 such pairs are possible. Now we will discuss about these types of fractions. Terminating means the fraction has a perfect ending. Here terminating fractions examples are 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 6. If we take 1 by 2, it becomes 0.5. That means it has a perfect ending. Whereas non-terminating but repeating fractions, examples are 1 by 3, 1 by 6, 1 by 9. 1 by 3 becomes 0.333 and it continues. It doesn't have a perfect ending. That's why we call it as a non-terminating but repeating fractions. Non-terminating and non-repeating fractions, pi, root 2, root 3. These are irrational numbers. Next we will discuss about natural numbers, whole numbers, even and odd, prime, composite. Whole numbers include 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Natural numbers are 1, 2, 3 and so on. From here we can say that all natural numbers are whole numbers. But we cannot say all whole numbers are natural numbers, since 0 is a whole number, not a natural number. Next we will see even numbers and odd numbers. Even numbers. Numbers which are divisible by 2 are called even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. Consecutive even numbers are denoted by 2n plus 2, 2n plus 4, 2n plus 6 and so on. Suppose if there is a question where sum of the two numbers is 110, sum of the two consecutive even numbers is 110, find the numbers. We write 2n plus 2 plus 2n plus 4. Since these two are consecutive even numbers, this is equal to 110. 4n plus 6 equal to 110. 4n is equal to 104. n is equal to 26. That means the numbers are 2 into 26 plus 2, 54. 2 into 26, 52 plus 4, 56. Even numbers, odd numbers. Numbers which are not divisible by 2 are called as odd numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. Consecutive odd numbers are denoted by 2n minus 1, 2n plus 1, 2n plus 3, 2n plus 5 and so on. We will solve one question. If sum of two consecutive odd numbers is 112, find the numbers. 2n minus 1 plus 2n plus 1 equal to 112. 1 1 cancel. 4n equal to 112. n becomes 28. The numbers are 2 into 28, 56 minus 1, 55, 57. Next we will see properties of even and odd numbers. If we add even number with another even number, the result becomes even number. See 2, another even number 4, 6. The result is even number. If we add odd with odd number, the result also becomes even number. Suppose 5, 7. 5 plus 7, 12. If we add even with an odd number, 2, 3, the result becomes 5, which is an odd number. Odd plus even, odd. If we multiply even with an even number, 2, 4 becomes 8, which is an even number. Odd with an odd, 1 multiplied by 5, which is 5, which becomes odd. Also even multiplied by odd, 2 multiplied by 3, which is 6, which is an even number. Odd multiplied by even. Also even power any natural number becomes even number. Odd power any natural number becomes odd. Next we will discuss about prime numbers. Prime numbers, numbers which have exactly two different factors, or numbers which are divisible by 1 and itself only are called prime numbers. These are the examples of prime numbers between 1 to 100. Now we will see some properties of prime numbers. Two is a single even prime. Apart from that, all prime numbers are odd. 1 is neither a prime nor a composite number. Any prime number greater than 5 when divided by 6 leaves remainder 1 or 5. Suppose if we take any prime number greater than 5, 17, when divided by 6 it leaves remainder 5. 19, when divided by 6 it leaves remainder 1. That means any prime number greater than 5 when divided by 6 leaves remainder 5 or 1. That means we can write the general form of a prime number as 6k plus or minus 1. Next we will see how to find whether a given number is prime or not. We have to find whether this number is a prime or not. First take the approximate square root value of this number. It becomes 13 point something. Now take all the prime numbers less than 13. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. If this number is divisible by any of these numbers, then it is not a prime number. If it is not divisible by any of these numbers, then it is a prime number. Now we will check whether this number is divisible by any of these numbers. 191 divided by 2, not divisible. 191 divided by 3, 3, 6, 18, 11, not divisible. 191 by divided by 5, not divisible. 191 divided by 7, 7 to 14, 51, not divisible. 191 divided by 11, not divisible. That means we can say that 191 is a prime number. We use this technique for solving whether the given number is a prime or not. Counting of prime numbers. Between 1 to 50 there are 15 prime, 1 to 100 25 prime numbers, 1 to 200 46 prime numbers, 1 to 1000 168 prime numbers. Remember this, it will be useful while solving the problems. Composite numbers. Numbers which have more than two factors are called composite numbers. That means numbers which are not prime are composite numbers. 4 is the smallest composite number, since 1 is neither a prime nor a composite number. 2 and 3 are prime numbers. That means 4 is the smallest composite number. Next, perfect number. A number whose sum of factors excluding the number itself is equal to the number, then that number is a perfect number. Example, 6. The factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3 and 6. Sum of the factors excluding the number, that means 1 plus 2 plus 3, 6 is equal to the number, then that number is a perfect number. That means the number here 6 is perfect number. Another example, 28. The factors are 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, 28. Sum of factors excluding the number 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 14, that becomes 28. That means 28 is a perfect number. That's all about this video. In the next video we will discuss about the divisibility rules of various numbers. If I miss out any topic in this video, please mention it in the comment section. I am more than happy to explain it.